Beast of Chaos Gavespawn tar pit list. I've got 40 Bestigors, 2 blocks of 20, 2 units of Dragon Ogors, the Morghurite Chaos Spawn with a home brewed Kill Me Chaos Spawn, and took Warlord Battalion, extra enhancement for another spell so everybody knows too. And basically the general idea is to reduce the attacks characteristics and make it really hard to get through all of this goat meat.
Alright, Slaves to Darkness Cabalists, grand strategy of follow the path to glory. Turn something into a demon prince or have that option. We got Lord on Cagatrack, 2 Sorcerer Lords, Demon Prince with Mark of Nurgle, Khorne Knights, 5 of them, 5 Nurgle Knights, 20 Nurgle Warriors with the banner Roding Icon, 10 Chosen, Mark of Khorne with the Banner of Rage. Everything's a caster. He's the general, he knows all the spells in the lore for command trait. He's got the artifacts for no rally or inspiring presence within 6 of them. And we'll just see what we can kill with it.
So today, only the worthy was rolled up. So this will be a special rule for Galletian champions within 6 inches of objective. They're the only ones that can contest it, and in addition, no more than 1 Galletian champion from the same army can contest that same objective. Normal scoring of 1, 2, and more, 2 for the battle tactic.
Alright, we finished deployment. I've got Nurgle Warriors right here with Sorcerer Lords behind them being hopefully protected. Demon Prince, Lord on Crackerjack, the 5 Khorne Knights, and then Nurgle Knights over here, Warriors with Warriors with Khorne, and they rolled Eye of the Gods, got +1 Rends, and that's gonna be it. I'll have some tanks in the front and see what happens.
So he finished deploying first. He gave me turn 1. Before that, I'm playing the first castle build, Beast of Chaos ever seen on the table. We got a few heroes on the battlefield. At 1 Chaos Spawn, Dragon Ogors, and the rest of my army's in ambush. Hoping for a Chaos Spawn-sized hole in his backline somewhere. Get somebody in there. We'll see how it goes.
So going into Beast of Chaos, turn 1.
Did 2 mortal wounds from ambush with the Shaman. Did 2 shot damage from the Shaggoth and shooting. He has the Holy Within 12 6-up ward activated on him. I got my -1 to attacks, characteristics, melee weapon spell off on these guys. And I also got exploding 6s on them. This spawn shot the Crackerjack, did nothing. But overall, a pretty good hero phase and movement phase. Bleating Gnarlstaff, I rolled a 1 on this piece of terrain. Disappointment, but hey, we'll see what happens. Going into charge phase. My string of bad rolls continues. Had a decent hero phase, but the combat phase did rather poorly. Shaggoth failed all of his saves, took a ton of damage. I didn't do too much to the Warriors, and they didn't do too much to me. Scored 5 points, 1, 2 more, and my battle tactic. Failed to heal on the Shaggoth, and failed to do damage with the Shaggoth. Rolled a 1 for bleeding Gnarlstaff, rolled a 1 for healing himself, and rolled a 1 for damaging. So, there we go.
Alright, Slaves of Darkness turn 1 hero phase ends. We got Mystic Shields on these guys. Hero action for extra command point with the Sorcerer Lord, who casts Chaotic Conduit on himself.
Well done, Vaughn.
And turned himself into a Demon Prince, getting my grand strategy as well as the battle tactic for the turn, which was less for power. He cast Flaming Weapon on himself. Demon Prince failed to cast Levitate, and he failed to cast his Worst Roll spell on these warriors. Then the Demon Prince cast Bite Tongue Curse on the Chaos Spawn, doing 3 mortal wounds to him. Going into the movement phase.
Going to the movement phase.
Alright, end of turn for Slaves to Darkness. Charged with the Knights as they're moving them up. Same with the Demon Prince. The Lord on Cacatrak made it into the Great Bray-Shaman and killed him with Flaming Weapon. They charged in here, and they're just going to make another mosh pit over here. Knights attacked them as well as some of the warriors, and with him within 6 inches, they were unable to use Inspiring Presence. So they battle shock down to 3.
I didn't have any command points anyway.
Oh, the warriors finish off the Shaggoth.
Which I forgot to do a monstrous rampage with.
Oh. And then
Yeah, just a minute, Rude. Let me wipe something.
the Lord on Cacatrak rolled on the Eye of the Gods and got Slaughter's Strength, so +1 rend as well on him from taking the objective at the end of the turn. And into the roll off.
And what's the score? And the battle tactic was
5/5. Battle tactic was less for power to roll on the Eye of the Gods with the one Sorcerer Lord.
okay.
Yeah, 6.
You went first last time.
So I'm gonna have to take it because I think it'd be over otherwise.
Beast Chaos turn 2.
Okay, picked hold an objective with 10 guys on that one that he used to control. I've got that so far. Everything came on the battlefield. He screamed out, "I can't retreat my guys" for their 5-up rally. And yeah, struggling here. No spells. Pulled the Chosen back 8 inches into that corner to try to give me a little bit more time here to pull this one out of the hat. Going into the charge phase. See what happens. Things are looking up-ish. Got some interesting combat activations. Made the charges with these 2 spawns and the Dragon Ogors that came out of ambush. I killed the Cacadrak. And then, since they charged, they were able to pile into the Knights and actually killed a few, which was some bonus damage. Killed these Knights. I saved my command point for the following turn, so I might be able to rally these dragons. I'm going to try. Got my hero on the board, so now I can have access to some heroic actions and casting and stuff like that. Things might be looking up-ish. So we'll see where it goes. Scored 5 points for the turn. Got my battle tactic and 1-2 more.
Score is
10 to 5. 10 to 5.
10 to 5.
10 to 5 going into the Slaves of Darkness turn 2.
Yep. Alright, and Slaves of Darkness turn 2. Made some charges over here. Just ran the Chosen up there. Killed 1 Chaos Spawn with this Demon Prince. And then just continuing to mosh pit over here, grabbed the objective, scored 1, 2, and 2 from battle tactic for 4 points. Going to be 9 to 10 at the end of the turn.
9 to 10, going to be going into a roll off.
3. I'm going to take it.
Another tie, BC Chaos turn 3.
Picked kill a unit, eye for an eye, excuse me. Made my little movement here. Rolled another 1 on the shooting attack for the Chaos Spawn. Did no damage to the warriors. Failed to rally the Dragon Ogre. Did 6 mortal wounds. He saved 2 with his War Scroll 5-up ward. I did those from the Shaman. Moving into the charge phase. See what happens. Oh, I got the Ravening Direflock off too, so that's potentially helpful if I can actually do some damage. Top of turn 3, made some interesting charges to this little funnel with the Bestigors, did some pile-in shenanigans, killed the Knight with this Dragon Ogre, and with the mortal wounds from both Dragon Ogre units and the damage done by the Bestigors from him using all-out defense, I got him down to 6 models, and he battle shocked off because of no ability to use Inspiring Presence with the Ravening Direflock. I did take this objective, and then when he piled in and took it back. I'm scoring 1, 2, and 2 for my battle tactic for 4 points this turn.
Scores at
Currently 14 to 9.
going in the bottom of the turn for Slaves.
Alright, end of the charge phase. Slaves of Darkness turn 3, bottom of the round. Retreat the Sorcerer Lord, who failed, I think, all of his casts except Mystic Shield.
You got an Arcane Bolt.
That's true, he got Arcane Bolt. Somebody failed the cast. But this guy got Strike Blast on them. He made the charge over here with Desecrate, gonna try and break that building, or be next to it and kill the Shaggoth, take the objective, hopefully outscore even though I'm low on models. Chosen Run, if I get a double turn and not a tie, which is not gonna happen, but if it works, they're gonna move up and charge, hopefully. Going into the combat phase, see what we can do. Alright, end of Slaves to Darkness, turn 3. Finished off Great Bray-Shaman, failed just barely the Fueled by Ghurish Rage. Killed this Dragon Ogre here, and I'm outside 3 inches of everything now, so he's out of combat. I still hold this objective just barely, and I'm getting 1, 2, and more, and 2 from a battle tactic on Desecrate, going into the roll-off.
Score is what?
Score is 14 to 14.
14.
3.
Darn
4.
it.
I did win the roll-off. I'm going to take it because I probably need it.
Okay, Slaves, top of 4.
Top of 4. Alright, start of Slaves to Darkness, turn 4. End of the movement phase. About to go into charge phase. Had to run him over here to grab that objective to hope for gaining momentum. Have to kill this guy. Now with just the 1 Demon Prince. His Arcane Bolt is now useless. Looking at a 9-inch charge over here if I want to get them in. And he's just staying alive over here. And that'll be it. Redeployed over there to make it a harder charge. Screen out with the endless spells. So now he's got that objective. Going into charge phase. Alright, end of the turn. Combat phase. Demon Prince did finish off the Dragon Ogre. So scoring my battle tactic. Failed the charge over here with an 8. Rerolled into an 8. So they're sitting here taking the turn on. And other than that, we're just gonna see what happens on his turn.
And score?
Score is 19 to 14.
Beast of Chaos, bottom of 4.
In the Shadow of the Herdstone was my battle tactic with him. On him, he heroic recovery 3 wounds and then redeployed 6. I need a 9 to make it with him. They would need boxcars to do it. They would make a 13-inch charge with the +1 for the banner, but they would be within range of this guy to allow them to charge to do it. I might fail my battle tactic here, but we'll see. Alright, charge phase. We'll do this on camera since it's kind of clutch. Looking for a 9 plus. He makes it with an 11.
Ho!
Makes it in, and let's see what these guys get, see where they end up going. That's a 5, 6, so they're going to go into this Demon Prince. We'll come back after the end of combat. Last Battle Shock here, they're good. Dragon Ogre failed. Rolled a bunch of 1s to hit on everything. Did 3 damage total, and then got popped. Failed to kill the other Demon Prince. Ended up with 1 and 2, and failed my battle tactic. Bringing me to 16 points.
16 to
16 to 19.
to 19. Roll off turn 5.
Yep.
I'm
Good
taking
choice.
it.
And I think that's the one.
Alright.
Slave to Darkness.
Turn 5.
Turn 5. Okay.
Alright, bottom of Slaves, turn 5. Everything failed its charge. He is somehow still alive. Auto 6 ran the Sorcerer Lord here, so I'm holding 1, 2, and more. Actually, I have to roll on the Eye of the Gods for him after that, because he took an objective that I used to not control. So 8, he has +1 ran down. Hooray. And that's bottom of the turn, I'm up to 22. Alright, end of the battle. Scored 1 point for that objective. There wasn't a battle tactic.
Nothing I can do to come back at this point. Just score the 1 point for the objective I hold. They failed to kill him last turn. Rolled probably 80% failed hits last time, and then with his -1 to wound, only got a few wounds through. That kept me from doing any kind of shenanigans, but it was already over by then. I was just trying to reduce the deficit. Failed my grand strategy, failed my battle tactic, lost the battle, but yeah, there we go.
Final point score.
Final point score is 25 with grand strategy, because he's Demon Prince. 25-17.
25-17. Slaves.
Alright, end of Slaves versus Beasts of Chaos with the first castle list and first list with 10 real chosen models for my slaves. Chosen never did anything, but they
That
didn't
was the
take
plan.
damage either. So I guess there's that. Changes I've made would just be deploying them on the front line and running them every turn for the first part of it. Just because relying on early charges to keep them doing something in the game isn't a great idea. Sorcerer Lord turning into Demon Prince, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that right away or if I wanted to give him another spell before he became Demon Prince, because once that happens you can't roll Eye of the Gods anymore. But I think it was a good call just because it added so much mobility to it. I need to have something for my other guy to do though, because Arcane Bolt, Mystic Shield, and some random spell that doesn't help anything isn't the best thing to be using on him.
We were definitely in a weird spot having so many casts and not really knowing what to
Yeah.
do with them because just the way the Eye of the Gods tables ended up rolling
Yeah.
throughout the game.
So I ended up having like 6 casts by the end. After the Crackerjack got one shot, so they lost on that one, but yeah, not much to do with it. In the end, probably the biggest thing that won me it is decent rolls versus bad rolls. Just the dice, really.
Well, it wasn't all that. Could have done some things a little bit differently, especially turn 1 and battle tactics were kind of messed up. I wasn't intending on running the Shaggoth in turn 1 like that. It just worked out. Also, not knowing exactly all of the nuances of Slave to Darkness, being this is the first time I played against him in the new book, really hurt me. I was anticipating taking the Warriors off turn 1, but not knowing that they're -1 to rend, -1 to be wounded, and stuff like that really, really slowed things down. Just a lack of knowledge on my end. But then again, the Shaggoth just failing everything was kind of strange. Rolled 1s on everything to heal, do mortal wounds, even on the Bleeding Gnarlstaff. Failed to do any damage, hardly anything, which really was a linchpin of the whole list. Then again, not knowing the composition of Slaves to Darkness army and really a lack of knowledge there kind of hampered everything. Because him being the linchpin of keeping the damage dealing Dragon Ogors active and healed out through the game with his spells, and also would have prevented the movement of his knights with Hailstorm and a few other of the spells that he knew in the army. But I think that was the biggest takeaway for me. I think it's mostly a tactical error and a lack of knowledge for Slaves to Darkness there. The biggest win, however, was taking off the Cacadrak turn 2 with the charge of the Dragon Ogors. Just completely wiped him off the board. Rolled a bunch of 6s on the charge for that auto wound ability, which was much needed. There were a few turning points where I thought I had a chance to come back. Turns 3, 2 and 3 were really, really clutch, especially in that mid board area. And then whenever the Warriors were wiped with the Endless Spell coming on board, that was probably the time where I felt like I had the biggest chance to come back. But just having my heroes be evaporated and that whole allegiance ability of using heroic actions being taken off the table for me, I lost a lot of tools early on, and that kind of hurt in the long run. Only changes I think I would make would be tactical, honestly. The list performed well, like I had intended it to, just to be as a pinning kind of sort of castle list, but it wasn't piloted well, I'll say that much.
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's probably some list changes that need to be made. I've just started playing Slaves, so I don't know what they are yet, but if I keep playing, I'm sure I'll figure it out. Something needs to be done with the Chosen to get them to do something, and something probably needs to be done with my excess spells, so I might not need all those. Could probably drop a Sorcerer Lord for maybe figure out how to raise Black Warriors to a 30 and keep it completely alive for hopefully the whole game. Other than that, I just need to figure out what to do with my spells. Yeah, that's probably about it.
Yeah, Bestigor damage is nothing to write home about. With the proper buffs, they're good at that, but that's really not their position in the meta. So, the points drop's nice though.
Yeah. Yeah, both our lists were. How much in points was yours over?
I came in 1985 with the new points, but before that was like, without that it's like 60 something.
Yeah.
2060 or something.
Mine was 35 points over, and I was 50 points under after the points drop. Never ended up using the Triumph, but
You didn't need it anyway.
no, apparently not. But alright, that's all.